Hey, this is Stevie TV, and I am reviewing and reacting to the latest episode of Preacher, episode 2. And first off, it continued off great from the cliffhanger of the first episode of the season with the Saint of Killers. Got right to where it left off, and it started with a bang. I love the scene, how the bus came out of nowhere, protected Jesse, and it just sent the whole scene for a loop, because then they were all revealed that the Saint of Killers doesn't just die like that. And then they're all shooting at him, all the people in the street, because Jesse tells them to. And it does nothing. And he just starts lighting them up one by one after they're celebrating. I love how this show mixes humor with such violent scenes. It's such a thrill, and it has such a comic graphic novel feel to it that it perfects really well. And that whole motel scene with the Saint of Killers was great. It was so funny to me when the guy comes to the soda machine and all this chaos and they're hiding our three main characters, and he's like, they don't have root beer? Like, that was brilliant to me. This was little touches of the show where it can be so intense and then just drops something that makes you laugh out loud. This show to me is a very euphoric ride, and it's really hitting its stride now in season 2. I love that the main star of this episode was Fiore, and DeBlanc's right-hand man. We've lost DeBlanc, and Fiore's now we're seeing his aftermath of that, and he becomes a musician who's pretty much super depressed and suicidal, and he's killing himself over and over, and he has to come back. But it works for a magician's show because he comes back. So they think it's just a trick. And it was so funny seeing everyone with the ponchos and getting all bloody and they have no idea it's like real blood, and the guy's really dying, and it's an angel. So I thought that was great. It was a great fit for him. And I thought the funniest scene of this show by miles happened tonight when Cassidy decides to get Fiore on their side by having him do speedballs with him. Hysterical scene, and it was such a Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg scene that you've seen in their movies where they do that the best when there's someone having some kind of trip on a heavy drug. They do those scenes and make them hysterical, and it was that touch I loved about this episode. I mean, Cassidy just pushing a random giant beach ball in a hotel room with Fiore was hysterical, and the basketball and the hint at them getting cuddly in the tub and then under the fort reading Archie comics. Like, it was so much, I could not stop laughing. So props to that scene, and you could tell Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg nailed that. Tulip kicked ass in this episode. I love she got her moment of strong female character kind of thing happening here. She didn't need anyone to defend her in that hotel room. I'm happy they didn't do the save the day thing. And she had Gary the Hitman come back. Now, it kind of introduced us back to her past, and this show is hitting this theme of everyone's past haunting them with Jesse and, of course, his whole growing up and his father. And then Cassidy, we know he's older, but, they haven't delved into what the comics has done with him yet. But we know that's coming this season because they're already setting the stage for everybody now, and Tulip, especially now with the Hitman and her old job. And, so there's not just the Saint of Killers chasing them, they're all of their past chasing them as well. So it's all coming together great. I love the romance and the marriage thing that was proposed in this episode with Jesse, and he's just like, let's get married. And it was such a good scene with them in the bed, and it's like the show goes from violence to funny, and then actually very well done romance, and it was touching. And the shots they had of Tulip's face, looking him right in the eye, you felt like you were there, not in a creepy way, but just in a way that you felt that connection. It was legit, and they have such great chemistry. The two actors date in real life, so you see that as well, and it's great for the show. Let's hope they don't break up. But Tulip, doesn't show up for the marriage. She's like, no, Jesse, like, you were the one saying you're against it. And he's like, no, you were. And she's like, oh, yeah, that was, again, great humor in such a kind of a crushing, serious moment, too. And I love how the love triangle's forming with Cassidy. It's different from the comics, but it's working. So let's see where that ends up going. I like it. I think it gives it a nice edge to the show and a nice cloud and elephant in the room hanging over the three, so they're not all just totally getting along. And I think this season 2 has just been moving so much faster than season 1, and now we've hit the stride of the show where the comics kick off, and now this show is hitting where I think the sky's the limit for the show, and it's showing how well this show is going to be. I'm excited how well season 2 has started, because not many people were crazy about season 1. It was a little slow, but season 2 is just kicking up. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Eugene and Hell. And my last comment on the episode, I love the ending where Fiore kind of still betrayed them and was like, told the Saint of Killers they were going to New Orleans, and we find out that Fiore made the deal with the Saint of Killers that he would get the Saint of Killers' family back. But Fiore kind of then fools the Saint of Killers because he asked him to kill him. And I don't know if the Saint of Killers didn't realize that he kills him for good. Maybe he thought he would come back because he kind of needs Fiore. So I don't know if it's a plot hole or what. But he needs Fiore to get his family back. That was the deal. So then he agrees to shoot him after. So I don't know if Saint of Killers just assumed he'd come back. But I think he's dead, Fiore. That's it. Just like he killed LeBlanc. So we'll see where angels go when they die. I'm sure we'll get another glimpse of those two characters. But I enjoyed it. I think this episode was great. I'm going to give it a 9 because so far these first 2 episodes were just as good as any episode in season 1, even better. So this show is just moving. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's a lot of fun. It's a freaking road trip with 3 characters that are very likable, with action, gore, which I love, humor, and love story, which I think everyone likes. So yeah, I'm excited for what the season's going to be. I'm going to be reviewing every episode of Preacher this season. Please subscribe and stay with me. I'll be doing it every night of the show. And yeah, I'll be reviewing and reacting. And please, the most important thing, put your comments below if you agree with me, disagree with me. Give it to me if you think you don't agree at all, or if you like it, let me know. And I respond to everybody. It's all about you guys too. So please follow at SteveTV Show on Twitter and Instagram, and at SteveRiley1. And please subscribe, come back, and I'm going to be doing every episode of Preacher.